Well, you talk about both if people permit you to talk. I mean, guns should be controlled. That's why guns have handles on them and triggers. I mean, and they have locks on them, too. That's a form of control on the gun itself. People who make some guns figured out a long time ago, hey, we got a gun here, but we don't have a way of, we need to put something on here to lock this trigger. I know I've been in what they call the military, and the firearms that I handle, I mean, they had some type of control over them. I noticed they would lock them up sometimes. Sometimes they'd put them in racks so that even the soldiers who were supposed to use them couldn't get them. And they'd have a lock on that rack, and they'd have somebody going around and checking it in the middle of the night and see if there's a lock on that gun. And I'm talking about in an army camp. And but they would have people who are assigned just to go around in the middle of the night when everybody's supposed to be asleep. But they would double check and triple check and quadruple check all during the night the locks on the racks on those guns. Why? Because they say somebody just might sneak in here and get one of these guns, and you don't know what might happen after that.
Yeah.
So we will kind of put a little bit of locks on these. You can't get in this ammunition room, I mean, without authorization. I mean, and don't go nowhere near there. And don't be pulling on those locks unless you are authorized to do so. And definitely don't open one of them without someone standing there saying, you can now go in there and get one of these rifles out of here, or one of these handguns out of here, or one of these grenades out of here, or whatever it is that can do some harm to somebody. And so, in answer to the question, yeah, you can talk about gun control. Hey, control that gun. I mean, don't give that baby no gun. I mean, the baby's standing up in the crib waving a .357 Magnum. I mean, hey, wait a minute. No. All right. See, so, yes, you can talk about gun control, but now white supremacy, and this is important. Don't talk about white supremacy to anybody who doesn't want to talk about white supremacy. But you can talk about justice, all right? Particularly on a job. Some people have said, Fuller, do I go around talking about white supremacy on the job? I say no. Why? Why not? Why do I say no? Because it doesn't work. That's why. You don't want to do anything that doesn't work.
Why
everything in counter-racist science is a science. In other words, everything that you do in science is something that works.
Well, why wouldn't that work?
Because it gets in the two words will get in the way of you trying to communicate. All right? Communication shuts down. I mean, when you use those terms, white supremacy, I mean, black people get nervous. You sit at some table at some conference and start talking about white supremacy. And if you don't believe it, try it. The black people would get nervous who are there. You're not trying to make people nervous. You're trying to communicate. So what do? According to the law of compensation, you do what works. And what will work better is you come to the table and say, ladies and gentlemen, rather than, you have in your mind that you're talking about white supremacy, but it's the words that you choose.
Okay.
So you stand up and say, may I speak, ladies and gentlemen? Is it my turn to speak? And always get permission to speak. See, always get people's permission to speak to them. Just don't start speaking to people, and they haven't given you their permission. You're going to get opposition right there. They say, yes, speak. Say what's on your mind. Say, well, what is on my mind is that we should be here to produce a product. Does everybody agree on that? And if you're there to produce a product, if somebody will say, yeah, we're here, we believe in production. Production of what? And you say production of a product called justice.
Okay.
So rather than talk about white supremacy, talk about producing what you want to replace white supremacy with. That's logical. And that's justice. And somebody say, oh, you want to talk about justice? Okay, old buddy. What is justice?
Right. What is it?
Yeah. Now you define your terms. Always define your terms. When you use a word, know exactly what that word means. So you say, guaranteeing that nobody in this institution or in any other institution that we do business with is practicing non-justice.
I see where you're coming from, yeah.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
And also guaranteeing that the person that needs help the most in that very place where you work gets the most constructive help. Don't just try to sit around and try to figure out how to fire somebody like some people do. I've been on jobs where people did that.
Wow.
It's always trying to set a trap for somebody so you can get rid of them and think that that's, no, you're not getting rid of people. You're moving them from one place to another. And if everybody keeps turning the person down or won't give the person a job or won't let the person breathe or better themselves, what's going to happen? See what I mean? In other words, they say, let's get rid of this person.
Okay.
You need to get rid of those people down there in Section 4. All right? I mean, all of them. I mean, and get a whole new bunch in. All right. Well, the bunch that you got rid of, where are you sending them? They're still on the planet. Now, that just might be the person that comes back in there after they run out of options, and they kill everybody in the place.
Yeah.
All right? So you're not getting rid of people. You transfer people.
Transfer people.
So you always transfer people to a better situation from the one that they're in.
Okay.
People come in and say, well, I'll be leaving next week.
All right.
See, but that's the way it should be.
Got to leave that one.
You're leaving?
Yeah.
Say, well, where are you going? Say, well, I got a better offer.